Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show. How are you, Cheese?
Good, thank you. Still a little bit butthurt from the game, but I'm doing good. I'm glad you did that in one take as well.
Thank you. It was expensive weekend.
Was it? Yeah. $3,000. But I'm more so glad that I didn't get suspended. I'm excited to play next week, but 3,000 is pretty steep.
Did you get the option?
Yeah, there's an option. You get 2 games or 3,000. There's like a little thing on the charge sheet. It says $3,000 or 2 weeks.
Were you tempted?
Yes, but no.
But, so you didn't do a... You went...
A Maddo. I didn't go full Maddo, no. But yeah, it's still pretty steep. Like I remember last fine I got was only like $1,500. So
maybe now that you're on bigger, more money, is that what it is, or does that?
I don't know, because I imagine if you're a train and trial guy that's just got the opportunity to play a game and you just got $3,000, that's a full month's wage.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they can take it out over time.
Yeah. Are you going to go for that option, or are you just going to pay it all up front?
I'll take the overtime option.
Afterpay.
What do you call spur? You have to pay the fines off.
Yeah, after pay the NRL fines. We have seen a lot of sin bins though,
especially at Shark Park, man.
Yeah,
2 last night. 2 went out with us, and I accidentally called the ref a cheating. Accidentally. Last time I played there. So,
but from a player's perspective, are you happy with the consistency? Because I think there's more now than... I did see some stats where we're on track to break records, but the NRL have come out and said, we make no apologies, we're going to stick with this. Are you happy if you know what's going to result in a sin bin and bear that as a consequence?
Yeah, well, I think I sort of knew straight away with Nat's one where he got sin bin that he was going to the bin. So, like, that was already a factor in my brain. It's like, I already know that that's a sin binning offence. So if they keep it, like, consistent with where they're going, like if you do a hip drop, you're going to the bin, then I'm okay with that. And, yeah, well, if someone does it to our teammates and they get sin bin, I'm happy. But obviously it's going to be tough when it happens to us. But I think they're doing a pretty good job at the moment. Like, keeping it consistent, yeah. Yeah,
there are a few that they miss, but just that. Well, I'll say that's human nature, but we've got the bunker there, and I think there was one last week with Jaden Sewer against the Titans, hip drop that. You know, we've seen be sent to the bin, but didn't get sent.
Yeah, I guess the different refs and.
But the bunker's still the same.
Is the bunker the same? So they decide it?
Well, so the one with Butcher on the weekend.
Yeah.
I think it was on near Cora.
That was blown straight away.
So no, near Cora stayed down. It was playing on, and then they went to the bunker, and then the bunker's gone into the ear and said it's a hip drop. He's got to go.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The bunker.
I think I'd prefer for the game to be refereed and called as seen. I think what we're doing at the moment, we're creating an environment. We create an environment where we're incentivizing the player to stay down. So any contact with that lower limb, if you're a player and you feel someone go there, like any sort of force,
and you know they're going to go to the bin,
you stay down because you know that the bunker's going to interfere.
Yeah,
and then.
The thing is, like, there's nothing you can really do about it, though.
Well, you can. You can. In my opinion, you set it where, okay, you accept that referees are going to miss some.
Yeah.
But if the referee doesn't see it, then it's dealt with after the game. But if the referee sees it...
Oh, so you mean just eliminate the bunker from deciding...
Eliminate the bunker from deciding on issues of foul play. Now, people are going to say, oh, you're going to miss the shockers. You're going to miss some of the obvious ones, but...
They're still going to get punished.
They're going to get punished eventually.
Yeah, I like it.
Like let the referee be in control of the game. If they miss something, we have like what's the lesser of two evils? The bunker keeping on interfering, and players staying down, or referees like so if that incident happens on the weekend with Butcher, it is a hip drop, but the referee misses it. You know, Sharks maybe complain, but Butcher gets suspended.
Yeah.
After the fact. Now the argument is, well, the Sharks get no benefit from that. It's foul play on one of their players. But I'm a bit over players staying down now.
Yeah, I get you. But it's also, it's a tough one because, like, the sin bins are kind of affecting the games. Like, a lot. And if we keep doing this, and the sin bins are the hip drops aren't purposeful. Like, there's times where you get beaten on the inside shoulder and you try to drop your weight to bring the guy down. Because how are you going to get him down if you're getting taken back?
Yeah.
So you just drop your weight. And you don't mean to drop your hip. I think it's just like how your natural movement is when you're trying to bring someone down. If you grab anything and try to bring it down, you just try to get all your weight as low as possible.
It actually sometimes just happens.
Yeah.
Because if the player runs through you and starts getting post-contact meters, as you drop, your weight drops on their legs. It's always happened.
Or if a big guy runs at you and you get beaten a little bit on your inside shoulder, you're going to lose your legs. You're not going to run backwards with him.
Yeah.
You're just going to lose your legs. And I think a lot of the things that, like the incidental hip drop, no one's purposely, I don't think, unless you're a real foul player, I don't think anyone in rugby league is thinking, I'm going to drop my hips on the back of his leg. I'm going to try to injure this guy. They're just thinking, I'm trying to get this guy on the ground.
Yeah.
So Robbo doesn't bloody spray me for letting someone go straight through my inside shoulder. And I think that's a good idea, that if the ref doesn't see it...
because the ref you'd like to think that the ref and the touch judges between them would see a blatant hip drop.
Yeah. Exactly.
Blatant one. You'd like to see that. And nobody wants to see players get injured, so obviously the players have to take some responsibility not to do that. I think there was one... for me, I love Pat Carrigan as a player, but I think you go back to his example on Jackson Hastings last year.
Yeah.
That
was pretty bad.
That was, he didn't need to be in that position.
Yeah.
But there's ones that are happening where I think they're just footy tackles.
Well, the Trent Liero one, did you see that? The Melbourne Storm game? He didn't even make contact with the leg.
Yes. Yeah.
The one that they were all arguing about.
Yeah.
It's a... I guess the word of it, it's a hip drop, but where does he want to? Where else is he going to put his hips?
Yeah,
He put him nowhere near the legs. Where else is he going to put his hips?
It's a mess at the moment, and it's dominating our game. Players staying down. What's a hip drop? What's not?
It's just opening up the points.
Well, look at the Roosters. So you guys. Last week against Melbourne, when you went down to 12, that really cost you, and the same thing happened this week. So I don't know. Is it time for us to revamp the sin bin system?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of options that we could potentially look at in terms of the player is off only until if the team scores, if the opposition scores, then it's back on, or that player is removed for a period of fouled out,
5 minutes,
or reduce it to 5. Yeah. There are some other potential solutions, but it is having such a huge impact in the game, and because there's so many of them, it's
Look, if you go watch a rugby league game, and so say they haven't made contact on the back of their leg, you would see 100 hip drop tackles.
Yeah.
You would honestly see 100 in one game. You'd see 100, maybe 50 hip drop tackles, but they're not hip drops in dangerous positions, or they're not they don't look like the average hip drop. But you're trying to put someone on the ground. You're trying to put a big 110 kilo guy on the ground. You're not going to be able to do that just standing up.
You've got to apply some pressure to
and maybe you need to get better with the wrestle technique or whatever, but there's there's definitely just going to be them, and even when you're trying to play the cleanest game of all, you're still going to have a sin bin in a game for a hip drop, and it's just ruining sort of. Well, we didn't really have an impact when Nat went off. Like, they didn't score anything.
Yeah.
I think we scored with them off, but like other sides are really getting punished for it. So,
well, I think I
think that Trent Aero one, they didn't even. They just blew a penalty. He didn't go to the bin, but they blew a penalty for it, and I think Manly scored. So
yeah, well, look, I think all the numbers are saying that the game's going better than ever.
Yeah.
So that's a real positive, but obviously we want to keep on improving, and I think this is an area that the NRL needs to look at to look at improvement, and obviously we're gonna dissect some of that, but I think it's important to note that, like, as a product, I'm loving the game at the moment, but we strive for perfection, and we look at incidences and break them down. Another one, I think the referees, a difficult one was the Tyson Frizzell hair pull.
Yeah, that's a real, because that was a tough penalty because it really opened them up. Like, they were going so well the Knights. That game was a heck of a game, but my opinion is, like, that shouldn't be a penalty, because you can clearly see he grabs a bit of the jersey as well.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't think that he tried to pull his hair, but he tried to grab the jersey. But that's another thing. Do you have any way you think you could combat that?
well, it's probably something, again, that our sports leaders need to look at and say, because was on Triple M yesterday, and we were looking at the rules, and there's nothing really there. So I guess I would like to think, put it to the referee's discretion to say whether that was purposeful, because I think if you do pull,
is that a bunker situation though? Like,
no, if the referee sees it on the fly and go, oh, well, that was accidental, or that was maybe just leave that for the match review committee to look at and go, well, that was a hair pull, so it looked like a deliberate action. Where I think the Frizzell incident, it's clearly not. It's clearly,
you can see he's grabbing his GPS thing at the back.
Yeah, or you put out a note to, all clubs, like, if you've got long hair, you need to tie it off. Yeah, as a health and safety issue.
Yeah,
like, if you work in a kitchen, you've got to wear the hair nets.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying hair nets, but
see, that's a good one. I reckon that's a really good one, because you can't. If you leave it up to the ref's discretion, I think they'll miss a lot of those.
Well, it's not an incident that happens regularly, but
yeah, I think it's the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Well,
but I guess it's just because if they were losing by 40, it wouldn't be such an issue. But because it was so
game defining.
Yeah.
There was another penalty in that game where Dane Gagai is blown off and directed some foul language, but not specifically at anyone. And I think it was referee Grant Atkins was penalised him with the ball. I thought that was harsh.
Yeah, so I don't know what's come out of it. Was he swearing at the ref?
He's not directed it at the referee. He's saying he just swore.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, how many? I think if we're going to nitpick, like, that's a dangerous precedent to set.
Yeah, like I understood when I got Timbin, I understood why, and I get that, but like, how much we're allowed to swear? Surely.
Yeah, I think he's just swearing in the ruck, like saying, like, "Oh, you joking me?"
Yeah,
and then
I can imagine what Gago would be saying. But. Yeah, I don't think that's fair at all. I thought that he got in trouble for swearing at the ref, but he's just yelled out.
Yeah, he didn't say sir, he didn't say ref. He's just
he's just said.
I actually think it was he should have got a penalty or a 6 again as well.
Yeah,
but he's blown off.
That's what I thought too. When I got Timbin.
Yeah. But I mean, look, we all, like, I've been down that road before where I've not managed the situation well with the ref, but I think in Dane Gagai's defence, he's not doing it at him at all.
Yeah, at what point are we allowed to release frustration?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's a frustration. You think you should get a penalty, and you're not. You just say it out loud. Just because you say it out loud doesn't mean it's directed at anybody. I thought
that's tough.
It is.
That's
it's very, very tough. But the Knights are showing a lot of.
I can imagine what Adam O'Brien would be saying to Dan Gagai at that time. He would have been using some colourful words.
Yes, but the Knights are actually playing really well. But Jesus, Nathan Cleary's just.
I messaged him. I was like, bro, that was off its head. Oh, that's how good it was. I'd never do that at any time ever. And I just messaged him. I just went on Instagram. I was like, mate, that was off tap. That's all I said.
We talk constantly about who's the best player in the game, but I still think it's Cameron Munster. Cleary's not far behind him, but if you want someone to ice a moment for you, that's the man you go.
When he does that little ice in the veins thing, that's for real. Like he's the most clutch player. He's the most clutch player. Like they didn't get the win over Para when he did that, but that was disgusting.
Insane.
And that one he kicked, it was no hesitation. That's why I loved it. That one he kicked in Golden Point, it was no hesitation. It was so far out. I reckon every other halfback in the comp kicks that to the corner and tries every single other halfback in the comp. I guarantee it, to be honest. And he's just stepped up and gone, this is me.
Yeah.
I'm him. That's pretty much what he said. Oh.
Yeah. There has been a few calls from a few people saying we need to, like, it wasn't fair on the Knights. Like, the Knights didn't get a possession. Have you got any issue with that?
No.
Nah. Like, we don't need to go.
If it's not fair, defend better. Like,
yeah. You're in Golden Point.
Everything has to be desperation.
Yeah.
And it's a flip of a coin. So it's 50-50 whether you're going to start or you're going to start. So
yeah,
I think it's fair.
So you don't want to see us go to like extra time or
I wouldn't.
When I say extra time.
I wouldn't mind if it was like NFL. So if you do a drop goal,
you get
one possession for a right of reply. But if you score at all, you win. That's game over.
You score. So
if they score a touchdown in extra time, it's game over. If they kick a field goal, the next team gets to have right of reply.
Wow. Yeah. So in the Knights Panthers game, Penrith would
have to kick off, and then the Knights have an opportunity to kick a field goal. If they don't, game over. If they score, they win.
But then it goes against so the team scoring receives the ball in rugby league. Yeah. So you'd have to change that.
Yeah. You wouldn't change it. You just change it for the Golden Point. But that's what I think. That's I wouldn't say it would work, but I like that idea.
It would definitely.
I just like the fact
it would definitely create more drama and more excitement.
Yeah.
But you would lose that moment.
Yeah.
So I think so when Nathan Cleary kicks that field goal, Penrith will go up. And it's the ecstasy.
Yeah. You lose that.
You lose that.
The fans lose that as well.
The fans lose that. If you're a Penrith
fan, you're going off your nut.
But then you create that extra drama of like, hang on, this other team's got an opportunity, and then they could get it, and then obviously it's game on again. So you get these. But if they don't, which they they get one possession, they've got a set of 6 to march up the field. Now the scorer will kick a field goal. If they don't get it, it's kind of like, yes, we won, but it's not the same moment. So I think. I really like Golden Point for that. You get this euphoria moment.
I love Golden Point too. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
It's just if I didn't love it, that's something I'd go down. But also golden try maybe, and then just keep playing out the 5 minutes or whatever.
See, I think we'd end up with more draws, which I don't like.
Yeah, hate them.
Yeah, like that Newcastle. Manly game to finish in a draw.
Bittersweet. It was so bittersweet. Because there was so many tries and so much fun, but
yeah. A few other different things happen around the league. Dogs hampered by injuries.
Yeah,
it's been they've put some good performances together, but with the injury concerns, it's just
I think. A big one was Addo Carr. That was
Yeah.
that's a big one. And obviously William kick out. But that combination that Burton and Addo Carr have at the moment, the way that was going, I think that was a big part of why they were winning games. I thought Tavita Pangai was good.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was good. But, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do because William kick out of their star signing. It's just unlucky, yeah, the Peck.
Yeah. Well, they're scraping the barrel for players.
Yeah.
Like, they really are. Like, I know Jade Knockenball played on the wing, but he was playing in the middle for a couple of weeks. It's just, yeah, they can't catch a trick at the minute. They really can't, but that doesn't mean they'll give up. I think they'll continue to fight on and put in performances that, you know, their fans can be proud of, put in efforts. Obviously, it's a huge game against Parramatta. Like, I realised that from day one at that club, that these two teams don't like each other and no one will be happy about that. But sometimes there's legitimate reasons about why the scoreline blew out, and I think that's credible. But the Dogs, I think, they just need to put in performances that they can be proud of, and I'm sure Cam Serraldo will be drilling that message into them over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, it's just a tough one when you have injuries like of that caliber.
Yeah,
and like two of their best players, two
and
international superstars,
and a team like Canterbury at the minute, then they've had a couple of really poor years. So they're not an experienced team that are used to winning games that can manage. Some teams are really good at managing injuries because they have been so successful, and it's at Melbourne, classic examples. Roosters are an example of that because they've been so successful over the past couple of years. They know how to win. But a lot of those guys there at the Bulldogs, when you lose those big players, they're not a team that can, at the moment, can go through that. And another team that's really struggling at the minute is the Cowboys. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Neither can I. I guess that's the same with managing injuries. They had a few injuries here and there, losing. They had Jeremiah Nanai, what's his name? Ruben Cotter. Like, they missed them. Then Drinkwater got 3 weeks. Like, all that. But I still believe in them as a side. I still believe that they've got the formula to win games in this competition. And I don't think it's like do or die for them at the minute because the comp's so like tight.
Yeah.
Like the Bunnies went from like 11th or 12th to 4th with one win.
Yeah, so that's in the favour of a lot of teams. Yeah. That they can.
Yeah, like if you string 3 games together, 3 wins, you're
top 4.
You're a chance. Like 3 games. That's how open the comp is. I think we're 9th or something like that, but we're sitting the same as the 5th.
Yeah.
So so even if the 4th place team loses and we win by a big mile, we go straight. We go straight to 4th.
Yeah, it's crazily tight in there. One team that's I think a lot of people asking about the Cowboys, but I thought the Warriors were great. Like Sean Johnson chasing back. Like there was a moment then that Cowboys right edge have made a break, kicked over. Sean Johnson's chased back. I've not seen that from him.
Yeah, Cameron. Oh no, what's his name? The other Penrith coach.
Oh, Andrew Webster.
Andrew Webster. He's done a crazy job in just bringing Sean Johnson's confidence back. Like that's the Sean Johnson we know, and that's all the Sean Johnson the kids all looked up to, and you can see
it's better than that because he's doing the 1%. He's doing the little efforts that
you can see how happy he is.
Yeah,
he's smiling on the field. Yeah. Like I can't remember the last time Sean Johnson was having a laugh. Well, playing a game of rugby league. But
I think do you think he just knows now it's close to the end? So he's like, I'm just going to give it everything. Like, and I'm gonna finish on a high. I'm gonna finish happy.
I don't know. I'm glad though because he's an absolute legend of a bloke. I don't know if you've had anything to do with him, but what's got me was the Warriors. Their defense was ridiculous because I watched that whole game.
Yeah.
Mate, the Cowboys had 60 tackles inside their 20. 60. That's 10 full sets of tackles inside their 20-metre line. Like, that's incredible to keep them out.
And the Warriors made some awful mistake, like Jackson Ford off the tap. Like, talk about putting pressure on yourself. Like, Fordy, I love him. He's a great guy. Played with him at the Dragons, but Jesus Christ, like they put some pressure on themselves.
Yeah,
they really did. But they're digging in for one another, and it's great to see. We're going to take a quick break from the show to talk about our new partner, AG1. Now, I love AG1. I've been taking them for about 6 months now. I've noticed multiple health benefits. My gut feels better. My focus is more clear. My intensity in my workouts has gone up as well. And this is all thanks to AG1. It's the one-stop solution for all your supplement needs. I love starting my day with a refreshing glass of AG1. So simple. 1 scoop in the glass, some cold water, give it a stir, or if you want to go fancy and get the shake, do that as well. But it's so easy. It takes out the guesswork with your supplement requirements. If you miss it in the morning, take it at night. I never miss a day with AG1, and I am reaping the rewards from it. And the best thing about it is it tastes great too. And you can really start to feel the benefits. Have it as a simple part of your routine, and you'll see the benefits too. So if you're looking to make positive change with your health outcomes, check out AG1. You will not be disappointed. There's 75 high-quality ingredients. Take care of all your nutritious needs every single day. It's a small habit that you start and gets big results. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So to check out this exclusive Buy Round listeners deal, head to athleticgreens.com/buy round. That's athleticgreens.com/buy round. Your only place to get the free 1-year supply of vitamin D from Athletic Greens plus 5 free travel packs. Make sure you check it out or click in the show notes where we'll have that link for you as well. Please don't delay and get your Athletic Greens today. With rep football just around the corner as well, Jack Whiten's announced he's making himself unavailable.
It's interesting because I thought he might be a chance for New South Wales. But yeah, I'm happy about that because Jack Whiten hits like an absolute steam train. So hopefully I never have to run against him on the international.
Oh yeah, so no international, but then obviously for New South Wales, this is just going to feed into that narrative that a Queenslander would never do this. That's where it's going to happen. Remember Jamie Lyon said he didn't want to be picked. He didn't want to play rep football. I can't recall a Queenslander ever saying I'm done.
Yeah, because when the Queenslanders were... Have you seen the sides they had?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be done either. It's pretty much the dream team, but I'm pretty sure Cam Smith didn't... He retired from rep footy.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, 2017 or... Cooper Cronk did as well.
Stumped me. Okay, forget that argument. But I guess
But like...
that was very much at the end of their career.
Yeah, someone that's Jack not 38.
Yeah. You know, Jack Whiten is in... You know, he's pushing to get like a mega deal. Like, he's still a superstar of our game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's stuff that he wants to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
but it will feed into that narrative of Queenslander would never do this.
Well, obviously he's scared of the Queenslanders. Clearly.
I would. Yeah. It's it's an interesting one. Like, I don't know. Obviously,
I thought he would be good for them.
Well, you always see when he's not there. That's when I think New South Wales notice him. So in last year's series, there was a game he didn't play, and it was like, well, why didn't Jack Whiten play?
Well, if they're who are their centres going to be?
Probably
because if they want to do that Trebojevic on the wing situation, Jack Whiten would be the centre, I'd say, wouldn't he?
Yeah, most likely.
Well, there goes that.
Yeah. Gone. Oh, well, interesting. I'm sure more we'll hear more of this as it unfolds, but yeah, a bit of a strange one.
Yeah.
Matt, I want to get your opinion before we take a break. Justin Olam. Have you ever seen that happen before?
I haven't seen it happen, and yeah, I feel for him. I seen him. We went to the pub together on Saturday. Me, Nico, caught up with a few of the other Melbourne boys, and I seen him, and I said I was getting cheeky to him about it, and his face kind of switched, and I was like, "Ooh."
Oh, so he wasn't happy?
He's like, "It was in my head, my brother." You hit me in the head, my brother. I was like, "Oh no!" And then he started getting personal. I was like, "Mate, I love you. Sorry, don't kill me." But
mate, what a shot that was!
Yeah, and it was. He wasn't running slow either, was he?
Mate, the amount of force.
We need to get that clipped up too. That was...
Oh, we'll get it clipped up. Tony will no doubt clip it up. It was, mate, that.
Olukuatu is a bad man. Holy, he is a bad man,
mate.
He's getting that Origin jersey.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He's someone I think you look up and you know he's there.
Well,
and he's so young, bro. He's like, I think he's 2 years younger than me, maybe even 3.
Mate, no one is running anywhere near him now. Like, after that.
He's had a few. Like,
yeah, but mate, that you never see Justin Olam get folded.
No, we call him the human brick. So,
mate, it was
the brick with eyes.
Mate, like seriously, the amount of force that must have been generated.
Yeah, and he felt it.
Oh, didn't he?
Because he got up slowly.
Mate, it rocks you. You know when you said you seen him Saturday, that happened on Friday. I sometimes I look back and think about when I used to play, just how sore you'd be the next day, and you peel yourself off the bed. And like, did he give much indication on how he was feeling?
He was feeling pretty good when I seen him. When I seen him, he was on fire. But yeah, he definitely. I know he was hurt because when I was joking around with him, he was hurt mentally. He was hurt mentally.
Oh,
look, he's living rent free up there.
Thanks everybody for sending in your questions. We're going to have a listen to a couple of those now, and myself and Cheese are going to answer them. So let's go.
G'day lads, just wondering if your dream team to play with and your dream team to play against would be different, and if so, why?
Yeah, so I'm not going to say a rugby league team, Cheese. I don't know about you. I'm going to go for the Arsenal Invincible team. Premier League, they went unbeaten for a whole year. I'd love to have played with that team. I don't think they'd have gone unbeaten, but I'd love to have a crack at playing against them as well. In fact, a group of my mates from school who weren't particularly massively good soccer players concluded on the drink. You know, when you're having those questions, like, you all muck around, like, how many goals would you think we'd ever score against them? And we used to play a bit of five-a-side. And we said if we played for an hour, we reckon we'd score against the Invincibles. And in reflection, looking back, I don't think we get a touch.
I think you guys had way too much liquor.
Yeah,
way too many beers. Because I don't know. I don't think you'd score a goal if you played for 2 days.
No, we would. Mate, I genuinely, I don't know. I think we get a touch off the kickoff, and that'd be it.
Yeah. No, they're elite. And talk about undefeated. I do know a soccer team that went undefeated in a World Cup in 2010.
Who?
The mighty New Zealand. The mighty New Zealand side 3 draw. We drew with Italy.
You can't compare Arsenal with fucking New Zealand.
On an international level, I think we're the only country to ever go undefeated.
No, because there's teams that win it.
Yeah, but they don't win every game, do they?
To win a World Cup, you'd go under. Most teams, you can lose in the group stages and win.
Has there ever been a team that went undefeated and didn't make it past the pool?
Well done to New Zealand.
Thank you.
That's a great pub quiz
If they're the
question.
Invincibles, we're the Untouchables.
Oh God! Right,
I don't even
Tony.
know what their name is. What is New Zealand?
All whites.
All Whites.
Yeah, you have the All Blacks and the All Whites.
Very inclusive.
Yeah. All right, let's have a listen to the next question.
Hey Jam and Cheese, it's Samara here from Byron Bay. I've really been enjoying the different topics you've been discussing at the end of the podcast, so I have a question for you. I was wondering if you could have anything for free for the rest of your life, what would it be? Very interested to know what you guys think about this.
You probably don't need anything for free because you've got all your connections at the Roosters. You get everything for free anyway.
I feel like she's from Byron Bay. She wants me to say like happiness or, or joy, sunshine maybe. I don't know.
What are you trying to say about the people from Byron Bay?
They're a bit different.
Are they?
Respectfully.
Okay.
No offense. You can get away with saying anything after no offense.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Let's just. How bad is it when someone starts a sentence with, "Don't be offended when I say this," and you're like, "Well, don't you tell me how to react to a question."
No offense, but you're a dickhead.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, I'm not offended.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. Thanks. At least you said no offense. No, okay. Free.
Or don't take this the wrong way. Well, don't you tell me how to take it.
Is there a right way to take anything?
Go on, what would you
free.
get for free?
I'd probably have to go some sort of food.
For free?
Well, what else is there?
I'm going to go flights.
Oh,
If I got all my flights for free for the rest of my life, I'd be very happy. Because I like going. I do enjoy traveling. I like going places.
yeah. See, I wasn't thinking this hard. I was thinking very hard, but not hard enough. Obviously.
Sometimes the answer's so simple.
I reckon you've thought of this before.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna take Jimmy's answer and say flights.
Oh,
Lock it in, Eddie. Flights. Flights. It's a good one.
they are expensive at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I haven't looked at a flight in ages.
All the perks of being.
But if you were to get on you'd probably say something boring like I'll go see my mates in England. But if you could go, did you hear when he asked him the question?
Yeah.
If you could go to dinner with any three people, he said, "Oh, my three mates."
I actually meant to come back to you on that, but I am going to come. You know those lads that said they could score against the Invincibles, the Arsenal. That's them. I go with them. Like, why?
No wonder you'd go with them. They keep telling you ridiculous, keep telling you things that are absolutely ridiculous.
But like, I don't know why would I want to hang out with people who I don't know. Like, so one of my idols is Ricky Gervais, but I wouldn't want to hang out with him.
Yeah, but one lunch.
Mate,
My argument is you get to see those guys whenever you go back there, anytime. Ricky Gervais, you don't.
Mate.
I was actually listening to him and Carl on the way in. But if you were to take a flight anywhere right now, where would you go?
Well, hang on, because you know what you said. I get to hang out with those guys whenever I can. Well, some of them. They don't have very active social lives anymore, Brandon. They've got other interests, so they don't get out as much as what they used to. So,
What are their other interests? Kids?
yeah.
I think you'd be able to go over to their house though.
It's not the same though, is it?
Can someone start a petition to get Jimmy a lunch date with his three friends?
Just they just get them
start a GoFundMe page.
No, just need them to get a pass out. I reckon. They're not, well, no, they get out a bit. One of them in particular, my best mate, he struggles to get a pass.
Is it because of his past? struggles to get a pass.
No, he's just. You know what his excuse?
He's a jellyfish.
What's a jellyfish?
Spineless. He can't stand on his own 2 feet.
Oh God, that is genius. Where would I get a flight to now?
Yeah. Look at him back home, see my 3 boys.
Where would I go?
Talk about how we could beat the Invincible.
I think, you know where I really want to go? It's on my absolute bucket list to go, of all places. Easter Island.
Really? Did you... Is that the one with all the big heads?
Yep.
Did you know that there's bodies? All those heads, underneath those heads are bodies?
Really?
Yeah, so search it up. Underneath those heads, they're like the head of a full body of the statue. It's not just the head.
Oh, it's there's a little body, not real life bodies.
No.
There's a little body. Yeah.
But like, you know how the heads are just poking up?
Yeah.
The bodies are underneath the grass.
Yeah. I think I did know that. But it fascinates me how, because no one knows how they got there.
Yeah.
Like, or how they were built.
So this is what you want to do, but you can't go to lunch with someone that could probably tell you that, how they got there.
No, because they don't know.
Yeah, but someone could probably have a better idea than. But this is what I'm saying. You like those interesting things. Surely going to lunch and some guy's got truth serum in him and he has to tell you everything. You'd love to go to lunch with him.
You've just made this personal. No.
Easter Island.
Easter, fascinating place. I am going to go one day.
Where is it?
It's off Chile, if I recall correctly.
I haven't been to Chile.
No, me either. But yeah, those type of places like fascinate me. Those ancient.
Does the Stonehenge fascinate you?
Mate, you know what? Sad as it is, I've never been.
I've never been either.
But I mean, we had a bit of a limited childhood, so like little day trips like that didn't happen a lot. But
I want to go to Egypt.
I've been to Egypt.
Have you?
Yeah, I didn't see the pyramids. I just went went to Sharm el Sheikh and basically just to a resort. I was young now. I was like 19, 20.
Yeah, I want to go. Something fascinates me about the pyramids. They're calling me. It's like this brick wall, but pyramids.
Have you seen that show on Netflix? The guy that wrote Fingerprints of the Gods. It's about like ancient archaeology, and he thinks that it might be even older.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I reckon they're older than what we think. They used to be a limestone, eh?
Oh no, but he thinks that there's even older civilizations that have been lost.
Oh, yeah. I almost guaranteed it would be.
You almost guarantee.
Whoa. I'm not an English teacher.
That's
Okay.
not an acceptable sentence.
But it's like I'm 95% sure there would be people we've lost.
You heard it here first, guys. Well, you said you were listening to Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington on the way, and what were you listening to?
I was just listening to Best Moments.
Oh, Best Moment?
Yeah.
Mate, I go to bed with them in my ears.
Yeah, the XFM. Asleep?
Yes.
Yeah, I listened to it last night. I swear to God.
Mate, because I know all the stories, so my brain's not thinking, where they're going to go with this. So the old XFM stuff, it's so raw.
Yeah.
And they just rat's arse. And
I think they're absolute. I reckon Carl's funnier than Ricky.
I like the dynamic that they have.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like it's funny because you see the frustration that Ricky gets with him a lot of the time.
He's unfazed.
Yeah.
He doesn't get phased. I feel like he's like, if our listeners, if you haven't heard of Carl Pilkington.
I think Carl Pilkington, Ricky Gervais, and Steve Merchant in a room together is just comedy
There's
gold.
3 people. You could go to lunch with 3 right there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
You would. Imagine that.
Yeah.
There'd be some expectation to be funny on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. There'd be high expectation, and then also, what would I contribute? I'd really.
You're buying lunch.
I'd just have to sit on my hands and just. I'd have to just gaffer tape my mouth and not talk and just let them.
I reckon they'd start picking on you.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. That just about wraps up Jam and Cheese for this week. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next week.